What y'all got going on next?
We're going to do our disclaimer and our Through the Grapevine.
Oh, yeah, they got some messy stuff going on. I'm sure. I don't know if it's messy or it's something worth having a conversation about. It's a hot topic that's out there. Okay, through the group. Go ahead, go for it.
I got 7 kids and 7 baby mamas. Now, for the past few days, I've been going live, telling my story, speaking my truth. And a lot of women having an issue calling me a deadbeat because I tell them I was being irresponsible, yet not wearing protection. But I always tell these women that I got pregnant that I do not want to be a father to these children. And I offer to pay for the abortion. Majority of times, they'll either take the abortion or they'll take a plan B. But only these 7 have kept these children. But the crazy thing about it is they want me to be responsible for some children I told them I did not want.
Oh, okay. My thought on this gentleman here, and I wish the crew was in here as well to have this conversation.
We can do it again when they come in.
I think we should, because this young man here has fathered these children that he doesn't think he's responsible for taking care of. I think that's ridiculous. As if he did not look at my brother Carter is on there. He see that joke. You see him talking about y'all. Mm-hmm. Thank you, babe. I told you I had your back. He doesn't think that he's responsible for taking care of these kids, but he laid down irresponsibly and did not protect himself and made these kids. I think that I hope the judge get hold to him and throw the book at him. And as far as these mothers that have laid with this man, knowing that he has kids already, and why would you want to be with someone that has such poor character, period? What's your thought on that?
I think I kind of have like 2 different opinions on this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so as far as like the responsibility goes,
Mm-hmm.
if you have intercourse, you are responsible.
You're responsible
for the consequences of that, whether
Right.
that be maybe an STD, whether that be emotional damage, whether that be pregnancy and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so women have to carry the burden of childbirth. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Biologically, we have to carry that burden. And so as a man, it's your responsibility. If you can't take care of a child, that whether you believe in pro-choice or not, if you don't have the choice, men don't have the choice because they can't give birth.
But they do have the choice because
Well, they could not. Yeah.
Well, I 2 things. And when I hear men say I don't have a choice, or it wasn't my fault. Yes, it was. You can go have a vasectomy.
Mm-hmm.
You can choose to protect yourself before it happens. We have Christian in here. Do y'all have a choice?
Well, I am of the belief that
Okay.
it's the woman's choice. If she gets pregnant, if she wants to keep the baby, the man doesn't have a say in anything like that.
Okay.
If the man wants to protect himself from that pregnancy, there's things he can do to protect himself. Use contraceptives, or just choose not to have sex at all.
Right.
Don't have sex with somebody you're not prepared to
The consequences.
have a child with.
Right. Exactly. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think the responsibility lies on both parts, and the man's responsibility lies the second he lays down with a woman. I mean, the woman too, of course,
Right.
but you know what I mean. And so, and then also to the second point that you were talking about, like, why would a woman want to be with a man with a bunch of kids? I think a lot of women have this thing like, oh, we want to change him. We want to be the one that makes him good. We want to be the one that he changes for.
And I want to make sure that I'm clear when I say, why would you want to be with a man with a bunch of kids? It's not the fact that he has a bunch of kids, because if you are a father and you're taking care of your kids, have no problem with it. But if you're irresponsible and you're fathering kids everywhere by different baby mamas and just random women, why would you want to be with a person like that? He's showing you he's irresponsible, and he's not going to be good for you or your child. And I'm sorry, the only person you can change is you.
That's what I'm saying, though, is this guy has had 7 children and he's going online and he's complaining like, oh, and she's cute. It's like, dude, you've had 7 chances now to
get it right.
Do something about this.
That's my part exactly. Yeah. And you got the audacity to go online and rant. Give me a break.
Yeah, play the victim.
Play the victim.
Yeah.
Give me a break. I already gave my piece on that. I think I'm going to start with Jonathan. Did you hear about that?
This is my first time hearing it.
Yeah, but I do want your opinion of that foolishness. Okay, I did kind of put my position on it. What's your position?
Jesus.
So
That's-
much to unpack.
Okay,
Lord
well,
have mercy.
you want to be careful in your words
Yeah,
before we
come
go.
back to
I'll
me
come back.
because I
Come on.
gotta
Look
think
at
on
look
that
at
one.
Tiffany sitting right here. Come on, girl. Come on. What you got?
So I had already seen that, and I also watched the full video. And for me, it's the boldness of the irresponsibilities, the audacity for me, for him to speak so loudly and proudly about his irresponsibility and act like it's everyone else. No
Mhm.
accountability in his own actions at all,
Mhm.
and feeling free to leave 7 children without a father because it's not a good time for you. And how bold he was with it. It
Mhm.
just floored me.
Yeah. How ignorant. Okay. All right. Okay.
I completely agree. For me, I want to know what his trauma history is.
Oh,
There
come
you
on
go.
now.
I want to know his background because,
Yes.
like, to be so negligent in your approach to bringing a human into the world, to raising them, to even just having sex with seems like any old body.
Yes.
Come on now.
I want to know what happened to you that led you to make these type of dangerous decisions that ultimately have residual effects.
Mhm.
It's also the selfishness for me as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, the children are here, and you're
Yeah.
like saying, "Oh well." I mean, can you imagine a child hearing this later?
Yeah.
Hey, I told your
Yeah.
mom I didn't want you, and since I told you that, I'm just not going to be there. It's just the lack of accountability for me is
Mhm.
just overwhelming.
It's giving narcissistic personality
It
disorder.
is.
It's giving
It
a
definitely
personality
is.
disorder.
Yes,
like
it
we
is.
want more for his life. We don't want you to ever come back on TikTok,
Right.
any social media platform, and
Exactly.
speak like that again.
Right.
We want more. Cut it out.
Cut it out. That's cut the crap.
Cut the crap.
Cut the
There you
crap.
go.
All righty then. So
Yeah.
Jonathan, I'm bringing it back to you.
I agree. I mean, from a standpoint of just people out there without, I mean, it's already enough people out there without fathers, men and women. And for you to just come on there and, like she said, to have the audacity
Mhm.
to say that publicly.
I know.
Right.
And, you know, that's what the media wants to see. I'm pretty sure that had over 1,000 views.
Oh my God. I
1,000
can't
likes.
even million.
Too many.
And so
Too many,
for you
yeah.
to do that, I mean, come on, man. I mean, cut that crap for real.
There you go.
That's ridiculous.
You know, actually, for me, I think the thing that bothered me the most about that is that he's actually that word. Come on,
Perpetuating.
yeah, that one right there.
Yes.
A stereotype.
Mhm.
Right.
And I really, really have a problem with that because there are so many responsible African American
Mhm.
males,
Mhm.
fathers out there.
Mhm.
And for him to feel like it's okay for him to come up here with this irresponsibility, a lack of, and again, it has to go back to what you said. You want to know what the trauma was in his life. Did he have a father?
Exactly.
You know, it's something that he feels so boldly and so comfortable
Mhm.
to stand up there on a platform and made these children and not want to take any accountability.
And I also feel like too, you know, it's got to be. I guarantee you, if you do some digging, it's going to be history repeating itself.
Mhm.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Like some type of chain effect.
Yes.
Mhm.
We have a Justin Belong. First of all, Justin, I shouted you out this morning. That was
Uh-oh.
fun. He said, "Come on back with the heat." But he just, if you can read Justin's comment, he just put up in regards to this. Good morning, Justin. We
Yeah.
love you.
Justin said, "What an incredibly small-minded perspective on life, responsibility, everything. Stunningly small-minded."
100%. You
Yes.
know, I really felt like this would really get some good conversation on there because it's definitely not a true reflection of all of the amazing men out there that are fathering and being responsible for taking care of their kids. So
Right.
that's fine. Okay, then go ahead.
I just wanted to add something too. I think there's this culture on the internet to like say the craziest stuff. Like
Yes.
people just want it's controversy gets you views, and kind of like Jonathan said, it got a lot of views because he said something wild. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
He may not even fully believe that.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? But people they just want the clout and they don't care what like stereotypes or harmful ideas that they're like putting out in the world.
It's true.
But everybody is so busy on and what they call it clickbait.
Clickbait.
Clickbait. You know, everybody wants to get this good. I want to be known. I want to get. I want to make money. All of this false narratives that
Right.
they're doing out there.
Right.
They're just not even being responsible,
Right.
even for themselves. Nobody could ever take him serious. I can't
Yeah.
imagine
Hmm.
anyone laying with this guy.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
and for
saying?
me, it kind of puts a dent on me just for the fact that, like she said, he's putting a false narrative on I'm not going to say even African American
Just
males, but
men.
men in general,
Yes.
especially for those of younger age.
And the
who one
reason
day-
I say African American men because he is an African
right,
American
right.
man. And I think that for yourself, and I didn't mean to cut you
Oh, you're
off,
fine.
but even for yourself,
Mhm.
you are a responsible young man. And I
Right.
think that if the only way that someone that's somewhere else see an African American man speaking like it, that's their view.
Mhm.
That would be their view of it. So I think it's so irresponsible.
Right,
for
it
you
is.
to- Okay, go ahead.
And just for him to go out there and say that for those of the younger who are planning to have children one day, and it puts a false narrative, a bad stereotype that has been very well known throughout our culture that we're not there, that we don't want our children, that we walk out, that we don't come back. And so for us who are trying to restore that balance in that community, it's a huge dent for us, and it's very irresponsible and disrespectful to a sense.
100%. If you could, Justin just put another comment that I think is so
Yeah.
relevant. Let's put it
Justin
up there.
said, it sounds to me like he's defending his dad, who probably did the same thing.
Mhm.
That's how he's dealing with his dad not being a part of his life.
Come on now. Enough said. We can move on from that. Thank you, Justin. I would
that
have to
crap.
agree. Probably true.